Welcome to AirVenture 2008 and the RedStar Pilots Association. I'm Darryl Gary. I have the privilege of being president of the RedStar Pilots Association. About 400 pilots throughout the U.S. who fly aircraft, both high-performance propeller-driven aircraft and jets that all have a military heritage and came from Eastern Bloc countries. This year we have a strong presence at AirVenture 2008. Approximately 80 airplanes here on the field of all 5 varieties that are represented by the RedStar Pilots Association. We fly the Nanchang CJ-6, which is a Chinese trainer. We're here to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the design of that aircraft. And today, 50 of our pilots will be in the air and be the featured act in the air show. Our youngest member, 18-year-old Alex Land, will demonstrate the full capabilities of CJ-6 in an aerobatic routine at the end of the 50-plane flyover. The RedStar Pilots Association is also celebrating its 30th year of existence, and about 125 of our 400-plus members are here today, all to join in the celebration.
My name is Pat Gary, and I am the proud owner of one of these CJs. This particular airplane is the one I flew in this week, and it belongs to a very good friend of mine. His name is Joe Moriarty. Joe's about 82 years old, and I was, wanting to bring him with his airplane so we could show it off this week.
Cirrus aircraft have always been easy to fly. Now they're easier than ever to buy. A complete line of ownership programs gives you everything you need to purchase, trade, finance, lease, insure, and warranty your Cirrus. There's even an ownership program for non-pilots. The Cirrus Access Pilot can teach you how to fly, or fly the plane for you. Find out more at www.cirrusdesign.com. Cirrus, for the love of flying.
50 years ago is when this airplane, if you will, was born. The Chinese have done a really good job on the design of this airplane, and it's been improved over certain years as it goes through its evolution. Once they're done with the airplane in China, it's their military airplane, they surplus the airplanes, and we have some people that actually will ship them from China over to the West Coast, and we pick them up over there and bring them back to Arizona perhaps, and that's where their new life begins, where we might start restoring the airplane. What happens there? They're under the experimental category with the FAA, which gives us quite a bit of latitude on we can modify the airplanes. Of course, when you own them, you get to paint them just any way you like. Like this one's a navy color with a blue. You can see my friend back here, Gutierrez, has one that's red with some flames on it. So there's a lot of personality that goes into these airplanes. And as far as the modifications on them, you can make them from a very stock airplane all the way up to a highly modified airplane, which this one is. We have a very big presence. This is our biggest year here for RedStar Pilots Association. And I think Darryl mentioned that we have quite a few people here. And anytime you get into these type of airplanes, the personalities of this group are diverse, to say the least. And one of the big things and the most important things about being here is the camaraderie that we all share. We have a common bond that we like to fly airplanes, of course. We have a common bond that we like to fly this type of airplane. And so that generates a lot of very close associations amongst this group.
The community, I think, is one of the strongest aviation communities around in the U.S., and that makes it a lot of fun to fly the airplane.
I got involved with these airplanes about 8 years ago. I've been flying airplanes for almost 36 years now, and I've owned different types of airplanes through my adulthood flying for the airlines. And what attracted me with this airplane is the ability to fly something that's of a military vintage, okay? Then the ability to take this airplane and make it into something that's just my personal airplane. The other thing, too, is these airplanes are very good, as Daryl mentioned in the a little bit ago, is the types of tactics and the flying we get to do, the formation flying, the aerobatics. It's a fully aerobatic airplane. It loves to go upside down. Most pilots understand what that means, and it's just a very fun airplane to fly. You really don't have to sell somebody once they make the decision. Like for instance today, I've had 5 or 6 people come by the airplane. I've spent probably 15 or 20 minutes with each one of them describing the airplane, some of its characteristics. And one of the things about it is, once you see one of these things and it says, I have to have one, you don't need to talk to anybody about it. You don't need to convince them anymore. They're just going to have to find a way, financially or whatever, to go and find one of these planes and buy them. So they pretty much sell themselves. You don't have to, you know, talk somebody into it. They more or less come along by themselves and say, I'd like to have one of these things. And that's what I did.
A good friend, we have a bunch of friends at the same airport. Aaron and I and several other people, maybe a dozen people, all hang out at the airport, typically on Saturdays. And one of the guys invited me to one of these RedStar fly-in events 2 years ago in May. And so I flew my perfectly good Comanche down to the RedStar event and then spent 4 days riding in the back seat. It's what's called a gib, guy in back, in all these formation flights. And I left there and headed back to San Francisco and got back and put my Comanche up for sale. So this year, our exhibit today will be flying over Oshkosh in the Warbirds air show this afternoon in the number 50.
Sunny or cloudy, rainy or bright, day or night. The future of flying is now clearly in sight. Garmin SVT, synthetic vision technology.
All right, guys, real quick, high level, we are the show today. The only other flights that are going to be up is the Heritage flight, and we'll coordinate with them. The entire Warbird show is 30 minutes. We're 20 of it. Take a wild guess where the other 10 goes. So the whole show for us is us. It's going to make deconfliction pretty easy. It's also going to change our altitude. Leads will be at 1,500 feet. All right, I tried for 5,500 to make us look really good, but I didn't get it. So significant changes there. So 1,500 feet, our climb out's going to be quicker. The level out's going to be quicker. Charlie 1-4 is no longer going to be Gabby. I'm going to take Gabby into Mike because of the altitude. Just so everybody remembers, Gabby's doing the acro routine for the CJ. The plan was for him to pull out of the back of Charlie, climb to show center, and start the routine. He needs roughly 3,400, I believe. Unless we put a JATO bottle on a CJ, it's not going to happen. So Mike's going to be high cover, so he's going to come from behind the crowd out of the back of Mike's flight. So that'll be one significant change for Charlie. Overall mission, safety is everything, okay? Everything I'm looking for will be about safety, getting us up and getting us down in one piece. You guys have demonstrated on the arrival, you've demonstrated it yesterday with a good, safe flight, that we're all competent, safe, good pilots. Keep your heads on a swivel. Keep flying your airplanes. This is going to be a really easy mission.